Hi everybody, it's Manners here, host of Manners Live. I'm here reacting to another great day of KMS action. You cannot deny Kane gets people going. Whether you love him or hate him, he's certainly polarizing and he drives people to react in certain ways. Unlike most of the third chairs we've had him recently who are pretty vanilla and don't actually stir the drink that keeps this world working. Now, I just got a few quick hits, a few quick reactions to what we saw today on KMS. Firstly, I have to say I'm a little bit worried about my friend Kirk. He's had a rough few weeks, both on and off the show, and I just hope he's doing well because he seems a little troubled, a little maybe concerned about things, not to do with the show, but I just think, he's in a bit of a tough spot at the moment, and I'm worried about him. He seems a bit grumpy, and I don't think he's quite grasped the gravity of losing Blind Mike. That's something I think he'll need to come to terms with over the next few weeks. As I said on Manners Live, it's not the end of the show, but it is never going to be the same again, and a lot more work is going to fall on Kirk's shoulders. He cannot rely on the producers to carry the load now that Mike's gone, so a lot of this is going to fall right on Kirk's lap to deal with, and so I kind of feel sorry for him because he's working with absolute muppets there most of the time. So as well, I heard from Kane that Justin was a real prick to him when he arrived. He did not say hello. He gave him the stink eye. And I've got news for you. Justin has always been an asshole. This is no different. He loves the show for sure, and he loves Kirk, but he's always been a prick. When he was producing Manners Live, when he was an intern, he was still a stubborn prick. He could never take any advice on board. He could never take anything anyone gave to him. He's just defensive. He thinks he knows everything. But as Kirk said, he's a charity case. He's got a job because he's loyal to Kirk and Kirk won't fire him, but he's terrible at his job. Kirk said it. These are Kirk's words, not mine. And so I think it's a little bit rich him giving Kane the stink eye. I mean, this guy, like Mutt, Justin's a charity case. So I think Justin should actually apologise to Kane. No problem with him and Cullinane sandbagging him on the show. That's what KMS is about. It should be fun. There should be moments like that, and cool. But for Justin to be giving him the stink eye, and for Justin to think Kane's a real asshole is pretty tone deaf. And as I said, Justin's a charity case. He's not an all-time run. He's had nothing all week. Absolutely nothing. Sweet fuck all from that big guy. So he shouldn't be pointing the fingers at anybody else but himself. What else? Just a couple of quick reactions to some takes today. Bobby, terrible take from Kane. What's Bobby done wrong here? This is on the producers. Bobby said to the producers many times, I just need 2 weeks' notice and I can be in there. But for some reason, Dave Cullinane can't grasp that concept that someone would need to give their work 2 weeks' notice to take a day off. So this is all on Cullinane. And Bobby this is not Bobby's personality. He's not a Mick, or he's not one of those people that's going to wave his arms around and try and get a job that way. He's a very creative, clever, nice man that will be a good fit for that show. And for Kane to be sort of blaming Bobby for not being there, kind of ridiculous. This is all on Cullinane and Justin, and you'll see him less there now because he's a threat to Cullinane and Justin. I mean, Kirk is just hoping one of them quits as soon as possible and he can bring Bobby in. I didn't think Kane's defense of his comments around Mutt's wife were particularly compelling. Now, well, let's get into the Kane stuff. Firstly, terrible instincts from Justin and Cullinane to think that because Mutt doesn't like Kane that they wouldn't bring Kane in. Wouldn't it be the opposite? You would want that tension and that clash. So as soon as you find out Mutt and Kane, there's a bit of tension there, you'd actually book them together to have it out, because that's what KMS is about. People air their grievances on the show. So I cannot believe Cullinane was kind of dancing around it. What a pussy. What an idiot. I mean, this is supposed to be the producer of KMS, and he's thinking about cancelling someone because Mutt doesn't like them. What an absolute boob Cullinane is. Just a big boob. And so then Kane's in there. No prep done by the producers. So there are a number of dumb things Kane says on his show, wherever. There's a bevy of them. wouldn't you have a couple of cuts ready? Like, you wouldn't need many. I'm not saying just dominate the show with playing Kane cups, but just a couple of little sounds to maybe get things going. If Kane saying something stupid, like, they didn't have that audio ready of Kane shitting on Mutt's wife. That was sent to them or was posted. I mean, zero preparation, zero thought. I know Kane was booked last minute, but are you telling me Justin and Dave don't have any time to find just a couple of bits of audio to get the conversation going? I mean, all-time levels of laziness at the moment from Justin and Cullinane. Absolute fucking filthy behaviour from both of them. So, no sounds, no prep, and a terrible attitude. And then, as I said at the top of this little rant, that I thought Kane's defence that was a joke about Mutt's wife was pretty poor. It wasn't a joke. It was just not true. Like, Kane was just being a dickhead for clicks. He was trying to say something outrageous to get everybody in the space to go, oh, Kane, you're such a wild man. Look at you, edgy Kane. He did. So, yeah, it wasn't a joke. Like, Kane was being serious, but I don't think it's true. Like, I think he was just saying it to be a dickhead. And yeah, maybe Mutt's wife did see him and like back away. It wouldn't be the first person to do that. So yeah, I'm a Kane fan. I'm a Kane lover. But yeah, great show for him though. As I said, this is what you need. You can't have every show like this, but you need people in there where there's a bit of tension to go with the entertainment and the comedy. And boy, Justin and Cullinane are going to have to pull their finger out of their asses now that Blind Mike's going. And as I said, I'm worried about Kirk because I don't think it's sunk into him how good Mike is and how him being there 50% of the shows is very important for the listeners. Very important for the listeners. And it's a perspective that Kirk doesn't have because he doesn't listen to his own show. I thought my friend MM made a really good suggestion that maybe Kirk should have done more to keep Blind Mike. And one of those things could have been maybe a year or so ago, say, hey, Kirk, Blind Mike, I want you to come in. I want you to be there every day. And why don't I put your name on the show, the Kirk Minahan Show with Blind Mike? And he's there every show like Dave Portnoy did for Eddie. And that was the example MM gave, and she's very clever. And, you know, I can imagine that had he done that and given Blind Mike a little taste of the profits, maybe Mike doesn't consider leaving. But that's something in hindsight, as I said. And I do think Kirk's got to get over this thing. Oh, if it wasn't for me, none of this would be around. We get it, Kirk. But that ship has sailed. You've started this podcast, which is about the community, about bringing these crazy people on air. And if some of them get picked up or some of them do well, then you cannot be upset about that because, you know, your show is crucial to this. Your show needs that to survive. Like, you don't want to do just a chat show talking about Bill Belichick's wife, ex-girlfriend. You want, or future wife, you want, this kind of internal show drama, and you want things that nobody else are talking about. So you can't then get all pissy when that means some people have success and take the ball and run with it. So I would just say for Kirk, just drop that attitude for your own sake, because I think it's maybe blinded you a little to what Blind Mike brings to the show. All right, that was an Impromptu Manners Live recorded on my phone.